the great silence that swallowed me and my mother's and my grandmother's before them. I am so grateful that you have come. I will pour out everything inside me, so you may leave this table satisfied and fortified. Blessings on your eyes, blessings on your children, blessings on the ground beneath you. My heart is a ladle of sweet water, brimming over. Selah. Their stories began with the day that my father appeared. Rachel came running into camp, knees flying, and launched into a breathless yarn about a stranger at the well. A wild man without sandals, who kissed her on the mouth, a cousin, son of their aunt, who had watered sheep and goats for her and told off the ruffians at the well. "What are you babbling?" demanded her father, Laban. "Who is come to the well?" "He is going to marry me," said Rachel. "He says I am for him and that he's coming to ask you." "Marry you?" Leah said. "You won't be marriageable for another year." The 14-year-old mistress of Laban's house liked to take a haughty tone with her sister. "And how did he come to kiss you?" This was a terrible breach of custom. "What did he do to you?" Laban turned his full attention to Rachel, the daughter he had never once hit. She had frightened him from her birth, a tearing, violent entry that had killed her mother. Rachel's presence was powerful as the moon. Her beauty was rare and arresting, her brown hair shaded to bronze and her skin golden. In that amber setting, her eyes were black as the depth of a well. Rachel smelled like water, really. Wherever my aunt walked, there was a scent of fresh water, green and delightful, and in those dusty hills the smell of life and wealth. Laban's well was the only reason his family hadn't starved. The other men had grown accustomed to Rachel's looks and even to her startling perfume. But to Jacob, she must have seemed an apparition. There was barely time to hear Rachel describe their meeting before Jacob himself appeared. Laban noticed his empty hands first, but he saw that the stranger's tunic and cloak were made of fine stuff. His water skin was well crafted. His knife hilt was carved of polished bone. Jacob proclaimed himself. "Uncle, I am the son of Rebecca, your sister. My mother has sent me to you. My brother has chased me to you. My father has banished me to you. I seek your hospitality, which is famous in the land." Jacob's words about Laban's famous hospitality were a courteous lie, and Laban was anything but pleased by the appearance of this nephew. Still, there was nothing to be done. He had to honour the claim of a kinsman. "You are welcome," Laban said, without smiling. He pointed his thumb at Leah, assigning her the task of seeing to this nuisance. My mother nodded and turned to face the first grown man, who did not look away when confronted by the sight of her eyes, one as blue as lapis, the other green as Egyptian grass. Leah's vision was perfect, but when she was born, the midwife cried out that a witch had been brought forth. But my grandmother Ada slapped the stupid woman. "Show me my daughter," said Ada, and named her beloved last-born Leah, which means mistress, and she wept a prayer that this child would live, for she had buried 7 sons and daughters. There were plenty who remained convinced that the baby was a devil. For some reason Laban, who was the most superstitious soul you can imagine, spitting and bowing whenever he turned to the left, howling at every lunar eclipse, refused to hear suggestions that Leah be left outside to die in the night air. The women suspected the old man could not see colour at all. Leah's eyes became even more pronounced in their strangeness when her lashes failed to grow. Even her most loving glance felt a bit like the stare of a snake, and few could stand to look her straight in the eye. Jacob met Leah's eyes straight on, and for this she warmed to him instantly. In fact, Leah had already taken note of Jacob on account of his height. She was half a head taller than most men, and she dismissed them all because of it. Jacob noticed Leah with favour too. She was not only tall, but shapely and strong, blessed with full, high breasts and muscular calves that showed